Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Well, another week of school and work has come and gone, and it's time for our domestic errands yet again. Seasons and everything else may change, but not that. Nope. So after dropping the kids off at school a while ago, I went ahead and did my fair share of household chores. For today's video, I'm going to share one area in particular that takes up most of my weekend aside from the kitchen, our laundry room. I know. It's more like a space actually rather than a room. For a while there, our laundry area was a complete mess and not very consistent at all with the rest of the house, just because I couldn't be bothered. That is, until the recent weeks when all the stars got aligned to make me finally do something about it. I began by completely clearing out the area and giving all surfaces a good wiping to start with a clean slate. Honestly, coming up with decor ideas that also have functional elements to it was not easy. It took days of careful planning to connect all the dots, but finally, key items were gathered for the theme I'll be working around with. Some of the things were new, while others were repurposed. The first one is this dish rack that I will be upcycling since it is not strong enough to hold the plates anyway. Second is this wooden tray that we sometimes use for breakfast in bed, a vase that I received from my last birthday, clothing iron from my brother that he never used, quart bottles, and a tiny tin pail. Instead of directly putting things on top of the dryer, I'll use the tray to hold items that we regularly use. Keeping all of it within the frame should make cleaning the counter more convenient in the future. The bottles I've found are perfect for what I had in mind. The bigger one is just the right size for laundry powder, while the slightly smaller one could hold our oxygenated whitener. Having different sizes of bottles for different powders is one way of setting them apart, so I can leave labeling out of this. I have faith my team will be able to figure out which one is which precisely on their own. This last bottle is also just the right height for our dryer sheets and the cork perfect to seal the scent in. On the other side of this tray is where the iron will stay, with its base facing the front. I'll turn it around for now to avoid causing reflections, okay? Then I'm using this tiny tin pail for clothes pegs, and we'll put that in front of the iron so they can complement each other's metal finish. It's just my OCD kicking in, really. I'm fairly certain that real flowers will not last in a highly humid, dark, and warm environment, but please don't quote me on this. So I've decided to use some faux flowers instead to give this arrangement a pop of color. There it is, and at the corner will be its place. Oops, I almost forgot the spray bottle. Going back inside, the old curtain badly needed an upgrade. I thought putting up a sheer one will do the work in terms of ventilation and letting in natural light through the small window. Because of its size and function, it was rather important for me not to clutter the windowsill. That way, I can easily reach for the lock to let fresh air in during the day or close it at night. This is how the tray arrangement now looks with the curtain on. Onto the left side here is our top loader, which means we can't really put anything on top of it unless it's the laundry hamper. What's more, not being able to put anything permanent on the wall behind it was also pretty limiting. Well, that is where our dish rack and a few cable ties came in. Buying this wooden rack had been a mistake at first. It was obviously not strong enough to hold even few of our plates. There's no way it can last a week from the constant weight. Instead of returning it back to the shop, however, I've decided to keep it, thinking one day it might come in handy. Well, today's the day. With 6 pieces of cable ties, each half a foot length, the rack was firmly held onto the water taps like so. Since we don't really touch this part, we're not particularly missing out on anything. On the same aisle with a dish rack was this long wooden box. I'm going to use it for stowing in our lint removers and refills, battery-operated lint remover, powder scooper, and delicates bag. Things that should be within easy reach, especially when we're in a hurry. Now let's go back in and see how it would look. In order not to neglect the remaining vertical space, I hoped these 3 washable single steamed faux flowers should do the trick. Lastly, I've added a Moroccan print rug for a finished look. I didn't know doing laundry can be this fun. While making use of our electric provider's hour of power, where we get 1 hour worth of free electricity each day, we are also, of course, mindful of our water wastage and chemical usage for each washing. Although a little pricey, using eco-friendly products, minimizing laundry time, and also using as less products as possible are small steps that could help the bigger picture. That's what I constantly remind myself and our team of anyway. What a huge difference few items can make to turn a mundane chore into a fun hobby, right? From a sad, boring space like this to a more functional and pretty zone. Personally, I believe organizing should neither be expensive nor should it be cheap. As long as you're investing on pieces you love and you're spending well within your means, then all should be well. Thanks again, guys, for joining me here. Until the next video, have a lovely day. Ta-ta.